The kids are down. The wife's asleep.
So in 4 hours, you drank 15 Busch Lights.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 8 o'clock, that's when you checked out and your wife had to deal with you.
Night time.
Night time.
Yeah.
Crack a beer. Pour a bourbon. It's After Dark. On ESPN Louisville Plus. Subscribe and smash that freaking like button. Now here's Justin Soforo.
Soforo. How do you
Soforo.
say Soforo? No, it's fur. It's fur, not four. That's why it's fur, man.
Soforo.
There you go.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Soforo. I don't know. Soforo? Soforo, my bad. No, Soforo.
Here's Justin Soforo and Anna Tarullo.
All right. I have no excuses this time. I promise. I'm sorry. There's no excuses that I have. I don't. I made it later. I pushed it back, and here we are starting at 10 o'clock on the dot. On the dot,
baby.
10 o'clock at night. I'm Justin Soforo. She's Anna Tarullo. Welcome in to After Dark Live. I know it's not Sunday. I know. We're switching it up. We're also just trying to maybe make up for lost opportunities for missed shows that we haven't done. So shout out anybody tune in. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, share it on YouTube, all that stuff, Twitter, whatever the other crap it's on Facebook, all that good stuff. Anna, it's been a minute. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing good. And I would like to say, happy anniversary, a day late. As I was just posting this my story, I saw your cute post. Shout out to you. 9 years and 3 children later. Let's rock. Let's go.
Oh, look at her. Look at her. She did see it.
Look at
she
me
did read it.
reading the caption.
I put a lot of thought into that one. It was like late at night, and I was like, shit, I didn't put anything. So there it is.
Sarah, you're like, I got to post. It's the anniversary. I bet Sarah loved that. I want to meet Sarah.
Hear it all.
I've never met her.
Yeah, she's usually drowning in children. So it's one of those things. But yeah, eventually we'll make it happen. I'm sure we'll do something. Maybe one day we can have an After Dark live somewhere.
Let's do it live. Yeah.
Yeah, on the spot. We were doing this podcast before. Now we can talk like Clay Travis podcast, as Andy likes to make a joke of. But it was just me and some of my friends. And the way that we did it was just guys talking about whatever, but I always had this idea, and I actually thought it would be really funny or just an interesting theme to do it, where it was always just like me and my friends from like high school, my twin brother, whatever, all that. And what I thought what you could do is one day just do a show where our wives do it instead. Like instead of us, it's just all our wives.
Too bad I don't have a damn wife.
And their version of takes. But yeah,
I'm gonna call Phil in off the bench, baby.
Yeah, have a Big Philly style come do it. It'd be great. But yeah. Welcome in everybody. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Well, there's lots to talk about. I feel like this is also, and it's been very clear. I've kind of seen it too, with some of the numbers, some of the things with like YouTube. We're in summer radio time. Like we're definitely, it's when you kind of enter the desert, into the oasis. There's a lot of friends that I had that like listen to sports radio pretty consistently, but they say once we hit around June, May, I take a hiatus. I take a break. But we don't do that. We still live in this ecosystem. Yeah. Talking everything with UVL, UK, all that kind of stuff. So there's first part, and you can be honest. You can be honest. How entrenched, how aware are you of things going on at ESPN Louisville, at the station, with people there?
You know what? That is such a beautiful question to ask, because I remember last time I took my hiatus when I started my last job and wasn't going in there every week. And I made some comment like, are you guys still like live streaming Fridays? And Sweeney freaking flambéed me over it. He roasted me. He was like, oh, she ain't watched the station in about a year. I'm like, or listened to the station. I'm like, you're dang right. And I'm so sorry. I think it's part of it. I don't even think it's like being cool, but like in the industry, it's like just hard to listen to it once you've done it. Mm-hmm. You don't want to, no, it's just like I work and then I go home and I play with my dog and I sleep. And I need to be like a good, loyal participant and listen to the station. I know nothing. I know more about Kentucky athletics right now than ESPN 680. dynamics.
Well, that's important. That's important. The reason I bring that up and the reason I say that is you don't know this, then I'm guessing, but James Strebel, he's got to pay up. He lost on a bet. He lost on a bet.
Number one guy I've ever met. My hero. Yeah.
Your hero. Your adopted brother, whatever you want to call him.
My best friend.
It's time for him to pay up on a bet. So he made a bet early on in the transfer portal season when Flory Badunga.
Always making bets. Tell me this one doesn't involve like no shirt, but
no, it's not. No, the Tatas are not coming out. The James Strebel, no, because he didn't pay up on those bets either.
No,
but
he didn't.
James Strebel has gone back to the well. A fan. Back when Flory Badunga and Jackson Shelstad were visiting campus, he put a bet out there just basically saying, Louisville ain't going to get him. He ain't going to land Flory Badunga. I will eat cat food.
Cat food? What's the deal? Does that come from ants? Why is everyone always betting on cat food?
He just wants to eat cat food. I feel like at this point he just wants to eat cat food.
It's a secret fetish.
Yes.
He's like in his office, like playing with like a little cat toy.
Yes, he is seriously like he's not a wombat or whatever. That's his furry. It's a cat. It is a cat. But James Strebel has he said, and he also clarified that Flory Badunga has to sign with the University of Louisville before he will actually willing to make good on this cat food bet. Well, this last weekend, it was reported and brought out that Flory Badunga has confirmed and signed with the University of Louisville, and he's not going to go pursue the NBA this year. So now it is that's the story of the week, story of the next couple weeks, is that James Strebel has to make good on his bet, and we have agreements that I will bring EL Plus. There, we will make sure that it is recorded. Nick Valvano, he brought in his ideas, and I love you, Nick. I know you're not watching this either because you and Janet are doing whatever. But he wants, his idea was a charcuterie board, a charcuterie board of cat food, Friskies, a few different options. Here's
I miss Nick so much.
It's the ideas.
Of course. Like, who would think of that? Like, his thing should be like, you have to try the homemade jam that me and Jeanette, like, no disrespect, because I know that probably wasn't Jeanette's thing. And I love Nick. Honestly, no disrespect to him, but like Nick's thing should have been, you have to try the hot brown hot dog that I just came up with. Like, that would be the worst thing.
That was a disgusting idea. I forgot about that. That was pure disgusting. I
had a lady at work, shout out my girl Tracy, literally remembered that when I started my new job. She was like, they made you eat a hot dog one time. I was like, Tracy, literally never. Thank you.
Wait, so she knew that? Wait. She knew that when you got hired, she knew who you were? And she knew that.
Yeah, she's a cats fan. Tracy's my freaking dog. We talk cats every day. There's at least 5 to 10 minutes of my day that I just put out for Tracy to come into my office and we talk our smack, we talk our Wilstein, we talk our cats, because we're not talking about the other programs right now. So anyway, that's what we talk. And she just knew that I had to eat that hot dog one time. And I was like, Tracy, never forget. Thank you for understanding that I'm coming to this new job with a lot of character already built.
Okay. Awesome. Evelyn Dobbs says, shout out Anna. Do you know Evelyn? Is that a name you know?
I don't know, but shout out Evelyn, dude. Shout out Evelyn every day. I don't think I know unless you're married, and maybe I know a maiden name, but who knows?
That's your
I
girl.
like the mystery of this.
Yes, that is your girl. Shout out Evelyn. Shout out also Walt Nicholas, our member, says let's effing go, baby. Shout out, we appreciate all our members, all the people that join and support the channel, help us to bring more and more content out there. All right, Strebel's gonna eat cat food. We're gonna put it out there. Andy's kind of holding his feet to the fire. We're gonna keep an eye on that. My personal opinion, my personal take when it came to the whole cat food drama, if you will, is I feel like a spoonful of cat food is not good enough. I feel like you got to eat like a whole can of Friskies. I feel like it's what was the show Joe Rogan used to host? Fear Factor. Fear Factor. Thank you. Fear Factor.
Yeah.
It's got to be Fear Factor level. It's got to be at least like the whole can, a decent bowl of dry cat food, whatever it is. It just can't be one spoonful and you're done, because a 10-second clip, that's not, there's no content to be made out of that. I don't know.
No.
So
it's dry cat food? Is that the promise? It's dry cat food?
No, I think it's got to be wet. I also love because I'm looking at my notes from last week when we had to cancel, unfortunately, and I had fake take a joke about wow, what a Preakness performance that was. Because I don't know who won the Preakness. Did you watch the Preakness? No.
Napoleon Solo. That's the only reason I know. Wait, do I know something newsworthy? Am I plugged in? Am I read in? I might be. It was Napoleon Solo.
This is Tracy.
Oh, it is Tracy.
That's your girl. Her name.
Tracy. I don't know why. Tracy.
Tracy Evelyn Dobbs. Is that what it is? Is that the name? Do you know her last name? Is her name Dobbs?
You know it. Yeah, it's not that. She's doing a pseudonym, and I respect that for her.
Shout
Tracy,
out.
I love you. Stop by my office tomorrow. Let's chat.
Okay, all right. Anyway, guys, shout out. Thank you for tuning in today. Make sure you like the video, all that. Okay, let's just get into it. I think the very first thing of the day is Louisville has no money. Or they have all the money. I know nobody knows. Nobody understands at this point. Louisville is putting together we're crying. That's the one thing that I'm not tired of it, but it's the odd, let's cry poor, but we're going to spend all the money on these players at the same time.
Embarrassing to cry poor.
Well, there's reasons behind it, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I think it makes sense in the long run. To me, it's basically you're playing a large, hefty financial gamble right now for the University of Louisville. And I think a lot of these programs out there that just are not able to continue to sustain things in the NIL era. All the money that's being thrown around. We talk about Kentucky and the situation that they have right now where Kentucky has some money, right? They got money. Last year they had money and they spent their money, but now nobody wants to take Mark Pope's money. Nobody wants to play for Mark Pope.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about Momcilovic later. I know there are a lot of people that still, I've heard Louisville and Kentucky fans both, high on thinking that he's going to come play for their team. We'll see. I'm a little bit, I'm not done with transfer portal talk.
An Illinois player. Yeah.
He does. Well, he would be pretty.
On that
was it Iowa
block,
State?
Baby.
Well, he's at Iowa State, and he's a really damn good three-point shooter, which Pat Kelsey could really use right now. Also, I do want to play some sound for you from James Treble, too. I just had a few things today that he was hitting on. But Eric Crawford today, this evening, looks like he updated about an hour ago, laid out an article saying that Josh Hurd lays out Louisville Athletics' $30 million problem to trustees. They're facing a projected $30 million deficit. Louisville officials openly confront the changing economics of college sports. You can go there and read it. It's a decent little article, but I'll read some parts of it that kind of stuck out to me. But basically, just in summary, last year's projected athletic deficit hovered just below $30 million. It was softened by a $10 million university transfer, a student athletic fee, and a $25 million line of credit to be used over 2 years. But this year now, the student fee is baked into the budget. And so the one-time money completely disappeared. A couple of home football games that Louisville has are not there either. So, other versions of money makers that would quickly cover some of that ground you're losing out on. We talk about like the Georgia, that home and home, those kind of series that go away. You're losing a ton of money when those teams no longer want to play, risky games anymore, because that's all you have there with I was waiting for it. I saw your face and I was waiting for her. I knew she was coming.
She got a haircut. She needs to show it off.
There she is. There's your girl. But going into this, it's interesting because Louisville has actually been probably one of the way he's saying it is more transparent than other universities are being about their situation. And let me move down this list. Sorry, I don't want to dominate talking about it, but I do want to get through the little part of it.
No, it's good to talk about. Yeah.
But basically, in the end, he said After its annual increase, House settlement revenue sharing means $21.3 million in athlete compensation next year. Health insurance costs jumps another 19%. Debt service costs are climbing, and athletics officials admitted they cut financial aid too aggressively last year to try to absorb the new landscape. They realized they had to restore some of it. In another era, the athletic department facing this kind of deficit might slash spending, retreat from the arms race to try and stabilize. But this is the important part that Josh Hurd told the board. The problem with that strategy is basically in the era that we live in right now, if we do not have talent on the field or the basketball court, we have no opportunity at all to increase our revenue streams.
Right.
If you stop spending now, you lose.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with all that.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's shocking. I mean, it's not shocking, but it's shocking growing up and seeing where we are now. The amount of money that you're playing with and the gamble that these universities are having to make right now to be successful or to have any kind of stability in the college athletics world, especially in college football and basketball right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit surprised there's not sort of some uprising right now. Maybe that's because just the state of this country in so many ways, as well as economically, is so despair ridden that we have to find something to cling on to bring us joy and hope, right? I hate to be that way, but think about these guys are making millions of dollars and getting free health insurance. It's like, when do the people turn on them for that? Especially if they don't want to play, right? So it's so many factors go into it, and just think about the reasons that are listed, it's all very everyday American things. The costs are rising on everything. Of course, that's going to impact college sports, right? As things are getting out of control. But I do like the fact when you first said, what did you say? $30 million.
It's a $30 million deficit.
Deficit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is that normal? What is the scale? I think most people don't disclose that. I didn't even realize people were operating mainly on a deficit with that. But that shows you how not plugged in I am. But it is true. How do you make up that money if you don't continue to spend money on recruits? It's like you're in this vicious cycle. It's like it's the state of everything in the world right now. You have to keep doing the thing that you don't believe in, and that doesn't really work to even keep your head afloat.
Yeah, it also just speaks to the have and have nots. We talked about SEC, Big Ten, and then you see the step down with the ACC even, and then
clip that.
But also, thank you. But not even just that, but also you go down an entire another level to all the other schools that are just trying to get by. It is. I don't know. We all know it's not sustainable long term. I just don't see how you can spend when college programs are spending millions of dollars more on these players than they would be getting in the NBA or any kind of professional game. It's wrong. I mean, there's something wrong there. That's not sustainable. They don't have the money, the funds to do it. I think right now, the way I look at it is we are living in a time where this has to be short-lived. There has to be some kind of financial cap that they're going to put out there on how spending can go on. Because even you just talked about the political atmosphere of this, but even Trump and people like that see that it's not sustainable and that something has to be done. I think that programs like Louisville, the Michigan just did it. They're capitalizing on a space and time where right now maybe you actually can literally buy a national title. I think right now that's what they viewed. I remember I talked at the beginning of the year last year, things just fell apart, and also we found out the real reasons why. But Kentucky basketball, the way they looked against Purdue in that game, how good Purdue would be. And Purdue ended up being a pretty damn good team by the end of the year. But I looked at it and I was like, holy shit, Kentucky basketball just bought a national championship. They bought number 9.
National championship was a Purdue exhibition. God, shit is embarrassing.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I think there's also Strebel, he talked about it a little bit today. And let's see, did I clip that part? I know I clipped a couple of sounds of his. He talked a little bit about it. Phil and I also recorded, this will drop sometime in the next day or two. just talking about the landscape, talking about the situation, talking about the pressure that's on Pat Kelsey. And that's kind of like where we sit right now. Louisville is making this investment in a coach who I remember when we first started this process of going and getting a new coach. I was, we were talking about Scott Drew. We were talking about all these, you all did the same thing. Danny Hurley and guys like that. Louisville never dreamed about Danny Hurley. But
the Mexican restaurant. The wives in the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, Kentucky fans calling, Mexican restaurant down in Waco, Texas, or whatever it is. Yeah, and that kind of stuff happening. It's interesting, though, because I remember being told, and it was just kind of like it wasn't a hush-hush, whatever thing, but it was Louisville, the way that they're operating with this is they can go out there and they can get a cheap coach, the guy that they think is an up-and-coming coach, but is a cheaper option. But what they're going to do is invest in those players, and they're going to buy a roster that they think can get, if the coach can coach well enough, can get them to a Final Four to a national title.
The Calipari way that you could be a dumbass at coaching and just buy players.
Yeah. Do
we respect him more because it's not as easy as it looks? I don't want to, but maybe.
Yeah, it takes a certain level of coaching and a certain level of I don't know. A certain level of that. I just personally I think, and I'm trying to stop myself from doing this because I do it so often, and I put the onus on Pat Kelsey, and people crush me for it because I go on here, and Mark Pope lost out on Tyron Stokes, and I turned that video talking about Tyron Stokes into me crushing Pat Kelsey for not going and getting Tyron Stokes, and I do that a lot. I understand. I hold my team accountable, right? But Pat Kelsey, this is a moment in time, especially if Louisville somehow ends up landing Milan Momcilovic. If they're able to land him, I mean, then you have no excuses as a head coach. It's Final Four or bust. It can never be national championship or bust. And maybe Final Four is difficult, even just because it's that hard to get to a Final Four. But if you're not playing the Elite Eight, then we've got a problem. And it just, it's a final, to me, I hate to say word final because I also know good and well that I don't believe Louisville's going to make a move from Pat Kelsey for 4 to 5 years. Like 4 to 5 total years of him coaching at this program. And I think Mark Pope is probably at 4. Probably at 4 at least.
No.
Well. I don't know. He might be.
One more. I'm praying for it to go disastrously. But you and I are similar in this vein. It's like I hold everything accountable. If you're the head coach, I don't know. Yeah, comparison is a fair game, I would say. And Honey's face is cracking me up. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's weird when fans get mad when you have a high standard. And it's wild to me, too. You were just speaking about, I don't think it's fair, to ever say national championship or bust. Like, for a while, I mean, like, that's really what got Cal fired. I mean, of course you have the Oakland loss. Of course you have the St. Peter's loss in those last few years. And things weren't going as well as they had been. But really, I mean, I think what started the beginning of the avalanche of turning people against him was that loss against Wisconsin. It really kind of was a national championship. When you recruit that much talent, I don't know, that was a thing that was national championship or bust. And how far the program has fallen. Now we're like Sweet 16. And let's just go back to that Otega Oweh shot. Like how people, who's still talking about that? I would like to revisit it because I got flamed a little bit on Twitter that I said it wasn't like a top 10 shot. Like it was exciting, sure, in the tournament, that buzzer beater, but I mean, like, no one's still talking about that game or that season. That's why it's going to be lost to the archives of history because there was nothing real with it, right? Like you were playing to move on to nothing of high stakes. So that's funny, and I get that, and I think it's okay to have those high standards of Final Four or bust.
Yeah, all that really saved. I mean, it just saved Mark Pope from more ridicule and
a little bit of embarrassment. And it's like, where is your pride? Have you no shame? That's what you're excited about? Couldn't be me.
If it were me, and that's the thing too, I remember watching that when that happened. Part of me felt like you're going to be doing this, and I know we've talked about it, you, Strebel, and Strebel doesn't realize he's going to be doing it. He may quietly do it.
I love when he doesn't realize.
You're going to be doing the rooting against your own team for a year kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like me in Kentucky football, I was 3 years of that, baby. I was lose. I don't care if you lose by 1 to Georgia. I want you to lose.
Right. Just get your ass. Yeah, just get his ass out of here. You know,
root
that
for
kind
humiliation.
Of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what when that moment happened to me, it was just like, you know, now you kind of, he saved himself a little bit there this season. You move on to the second round. There's a lot of because even regardless of the situation, you can look at it and say, oh, Cal didn't get me here for how long, so it is what it is. That's part of it. That's some of the information with that. It's just interesting to talk about. I did have a couple things I did want to bring up, but first up, I have a little bit of we're gonna cut into all right. I thought I'd do an early version, an early edition of that Sunday sauce on a Thursday night. A little bit of news came out and broke, and I wanted to ask your opinion, especially given that you were out there looking for your own a mob boss hubby or whatever it was.
I just want to be mobbed up, baby.
Yes.
I just want to wear fur and diamonds.
But officially confirmed in the works, after 54 years since the original was released, a new Godfather film is being created. Okay.
You couldn't stop at 3 when it was trash. You couldn't stop at 3 when Sofia Coppola ruined the movie. Get out of here. That's greedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 54 years. They've run out of ideas. Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. There's nothing more that can be done. I've heard, and I know you don't care about Star Wars, but there's a new Star Wars for the first time in 7 freaking years that comes out this Friday, and I didn't even know it came out tomorrow until like a day or two ago. And supposedly it's the giant piece of horse crap the biggest piece of horse crap that I've ever seen. Worse than the stuff that was defecated on back in 2018, 2019, and all that stuff that happened. So this is where we are with movies. But yeah, now they want to go after one of the greatest 2 films ever made, The Godfather. I just don't know, when they say that it's in the works, what are you doing with it? Are you?
Yeah.
It
was a novel to begin with. It was Mario Puzo novel. So why are you? Okay.
Well, there are. I've read a few of them. There are I've read that one. The original novel is basically Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 together.
What's your favorite one or two?
I know 2 is everybody's favorite. I actually love the first one. I love the first one. I'm sorry. I like 2. I think it's 2 all over. I don't know why. The first one has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
The old New York style, old New York and all that kind of stuff.
I was a voice child to be a masculine child.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, Luca Brasi, all that out there. Yeah, I love. In 2006, when they made the video game version of it, and that's how I first I watched it right before when it was coming out, because I was right around that time. But there was a video game, and it was pretty good. I played it all the time. So
I'm gonna play that right now.
Godfather 1 is still one of my favorite. Okay, you're this guy. Okay,
yeah. Is this true?
It's a spinoff from Kai's perspective with the blessing of the Puzo family. Maron.
Why the fuck would you want Connie's perspective? She's a traitor ass. She marries, what's his name? Merle Johnson or whatever the hell. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't care about Connie.
Is that true?
You let your husband set Sonny up. So quit.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm looking this up. The Godfather.
The last thing I want is from Connie's perspective, who wasn't involved in any of it. Sorry for being a bad woman supporter, but what does Connie do besides make things more difficult for Michael?
Oh, he's right. Okay. Oh, so Francis Ford Coppola is unlikely to come back to even be involved. He's uninvolved.
Yeah, so we're not watching it. So who's going to direct?
Film
Sophia
will adapt Connie, right? Probably, yeah. Connie, a forthcoming novel by best-selling author Adriana Tridiani, developed in collaboration with Mario Puzo's estate. Oh, this is a money grab. I mean, we knew it was a money grab. This is the worst kind of money grab. So not
State of the country,
oh no.
man.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah,
if you
that's
are in good faith trying to watch that after the disaster of the third one, then you're wrong and you don't know your history. And I hate to be harsh.
Hey, Coach, you eat pasta?
You eat
So,
pasta? You eat pasta?
Is there something bad? I'm trying to find a. Oh,
I hope you're proud of you.
no, that's not the one.
Sick of their shit.
There we go. Okay, it's
Sick of it. That's
it's
so
the same thing they've been doing with every movie. Disney did the thing. Put a chick in it.
Do it.
Make
Is they do it like they make bad movies now with like it's gonna be a bunch of murder scenes, a bunch of gun scenes, a bunch of action scenes because those are the most translatable to like foreign audiences. So there's no good film anymore. I know everything about this. Okay,
And it's
they
and
don't
it's
make
gonna
good movies anymore, so they can go translate it in Asia and make money. And it's like okay, then I'm not gonna watch it. I'd rather rewatch Godfather 1 and 2 every single day than go see that movie or give it my money.
Oh, Godfather 2
Godfather 2 wasn't that good? Who said that?
Marcus Edelin, I guess.
Marcus,
Only the original.
shit.
Okay, they were both very good. They were both very good. The third one sucked, but I still love the first one more. A shout out Anna T. Salud. Isn't this the guy that's like related to like divorced cousin or something?
Oh yeah, that is. Or no, he like works for my cousin, who's not my cousin anymore.
Yeah,
He, like, used to be my blood relation, but not anymore. Yeah. And a shout out to you. Just got here. Let's just talk about The Godfather. They're not remaking it, are they?
No, they're doing worse.
Well,
They're doing something worse.
They're doing crimes against humanity.
I guess. Okay, and here's the part where I just have to go. Okay, what role is Zendaya playing in this? Like she's in every damn movie. She's in every damn movie.
Timothy Chalamet be Michael. God, somebody kill me.
Yep, it's gonna be or Tom Holland. Oh, Tom Holland will play. That's what they like to do. Tom Holland will do it. And but yeah, it's
who is Sydney Sweeney? Like Kay's ghost? Like I don't. That's so stupid.
No, that's well. You can put Sydney Sweeney in. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we don't want girl boss movies. We want mob boss movies. Okay.
Yeah. No, it is gonna be. It's gonna be a girl boss movie. Sounds like a Fugazi Godfather movie. I think this got more reaction than anybody else. Connie wasn't. No, she wasn't interesting. Like,
she was stupid as hell, and she got her brother killed.
Yeah,
by marrying that idiot.
Zendaya's the Godfather now. Yeah, this is something I had to bring up. Goodfellas, Godfather, Casino, the best three mob movies.
I've never seen Casino, y'all.
You know,
I've never seen Casino.
I've only seen parts of it. I feel because I had the DVD. I just haven't watched the whole movie. I don't know why.
In case it becomes 2006 again. You can
it's one of those where it's like I know I have to watch. Yeah, it's one of those where I feel like I have to watch it, but no, anyway, guys, I promise that's one of our only divergence. But do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the freaking bell on YouTube if you haven't already. Come on over to the YouTube channel. I see we have a good number of people over there right now. There are a few things I did want to talk about that I do want to get into. I see Robbie saying The Departed. Departed is a great movie, but it's we're a little biased. We like the Italian ones. We like to stick to the Italian ones. It's also just like The Godfather is peak. Like to me, it is one of the perfect movies. Like I don't know.
Because every time you watch it, you learn something new. So last time I watched it, I think maybe like a month ago, I rewatched it, and I had this whole new revelation that I was actually thinking about tonight. I don't know why. It's funny that you bring this up. And I was just thinking about how, Michael comes home and he marries Kay. And I'm like, he could only marry her because he didn't love her because Apollonia got killed. And he wouldn't, but if he really loved Kay, he wouldn't have married her. And that was such a revelation. And every time you watch it, it's a whole new revelation like that. And it's also about how like America like killed the family. Like it's such an intricate look at how like they have these strong family values and like and like Don Corleone got into it to like get his family out of it and to give his family a chance and all this stuff, and it's in it.
He wanted him to be a businessman or a politician. He didn't want him to be in part of
Not
that life.
Michael,
The whole point
not
is,
Michael.
yeah, Michael was the one. You kept him safe and you kept him away from it. And then, there's a lot of that. Like, I think people, so many people get into the movies and they just look at it like, oh, cool guns and whatever and all this stuff. It's like, it's a lifestyle thing. It's like most of the time people that were involved in that lifestyle, the point is to try to go legitimate eventually. Like that's literally the whole point is you do it out of necessity and stuff like that. Yeah. So, it's interesting. And I like that take. Okay. There were a couple more things that I did need to bring up, news related outside of James Treble eating Friskies. But there are a couple of tournaments. Again, I may be introducing Tarullo to all of this, but there are a couple of tournaments that have been announced or that have been put out there. Let me see if I can pull this up and if I can get it. Here we go. The Players Era Tournament. They're doing 2 different brackets. And it's kind of offensive because it kind of feels like, hey, here are the really good teams, and then here's your shit team group. You all have fun, kind of thing. Louisville got put into the second of those 2 groups. Is the only way that I can really put it. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know if I can put it on both of these. Let's see if it'll work. I can put it there. Does this one let it come up? It'll just block me on the vertical. Okay, so the Players Era has announced today that they will play in November during, Turkey Week and Thanksgiving and all that stuff that's going on. You get to enjoy this early season basketball. And you have Louisville in a field with Tennessee, Gonzaga, Alabama. I mean, there's some good teams, St. John's, obviously. And then look at the matchup for the Cards. They got Texas Tech, but you could have a Louisville versus Rick Pitino. Was that quarterfinal there on November 26th? I need it to happen. I need it like I need air addition. Well, actually, I don't actually. Now that I look at this, it's not really have knocks. It's player 16. You got Tennessee.
Yeah.
You got the national champions, Michigan, coming off of it. That was just maybe a hot take for me coming in on this.
Yeah, and that was because I was like, am I seeing this wrong?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting one. As long as when this Players Era stuff, and you all let me know, some of these because they have consolation. It looks like they're playing it out, like a normal tournament bracket, which is great. Thank God. I hated the crap last year. What is that? What's the one? Is this the one? The one in Vegas that is where you win, but it's like I got to do arithmetic and figure out
the Elam ending. The Elam ending.
Well, not just that, not just that, but it's like you have to win by so many points or whatever, and then if whoever wins by more points ends up actually going on to the next round. It's a bunch of nonsense. Like it's just win or lose.
It's not a word problem. It's not a word problem. It's athletics, which I was told there would be no math. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have this other bracket that's an 18 bracket. Florida, Notre Dame.
On that Bill Self hairpiece. Wow.
Right. Oh yeah. Look at that. There's
That's gorgeous. Lots of fake hair. Good for them.
Good for them. So you got the other one side too. That's interesting. It's out there, and I mean, I really don't have a take about Louisville playing Texas Tech. That's cool. That's a good game. I don't. Last time they played Texas Tech, the one thing we have is James Treble went on a rant because last time Louisville played Texas Tech was under the Kenny Payne era, and they got blasted. That was like 70-38 or something like that.
Oh my God!
And then Treble ended up coming with the take that Louisville basketball, and I need to cut it, but said that Louisville basketball needed to be banned from the sport for a decade because of that result. And I was like, I felt like this was the death penalty. I think we already experienced it. Okay.
This is it. We're this is the electric chair right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is the more, tournament. Let me pull this one up. This is the more interesting news of the day. And Matt Norlander had tweeted out the idea of the Diamond Cup is it's a huge new event in the works involving a majority of college basketball's blue bloods. Stick with that, Anna. The term blue bloods. Sources tell CBS Sports it's called the Diamond Cup. The debut is planned for 2027. It's a major unprecedented scheduling idea. Can it all come together? Well, here's the teams that they have in this 8-team tournament, a new 8-team event. So it's called an 8-team event, which already tells me that they're probably not going to play a tournament. It's going to be a bunch of bull crap. That being said,
BS.
the 8 teams that are in, and like he said, the blue bloods of the sport. So the first few will be okay, and you'll be fine with it. Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas. Okay. Gonzaga, Arizona, Indiana, Michigan, and Connecticut. Connecticut, okay. Connecticut to me is the bluest blue blood of this new era at this point.
Right. And they've won quickly. Like, I have nothing but respect. They've made up for a lot of lost time. I think we should sub out UCLA and put UConn in, honestly.
Yeah.
Michigan, okay, what can you say? They just won the national title. That doesn't. By the way, I was driving today in a neighborhood. I had to do a little turnaround. And I saw on a home a flag that was half Michigan, half IU. And I'm like, oh, you're just like champions. You're just Rob Lowe in an NFL hat. What a loser.
Yeah.
Like, take that flag down. I have no respect for you as people.
Michigan,
you can't
Indiana.
You can't. That's not, that doesn't equate. That doesn't make sense. I don't respect you.
That's gonna be custom made too.
Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona. Gonzaga. And then
Gonzaga, I'm not gonna say a blue blood, but like they're less egregious where like they're competitive every year, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't stretch so far to call them a blue blood, but Arizona don't get it.
Yeah, no. It's anyway. One of the things, the question that was put out there is, if you're Louisville, and we have to make it local, and like, if you're Louisville, are you upset? Are you upset by this?
We're getting left off the prom queen quote.
Yeah, kind of being left without it. I mean, you're missing teams that are somewhat on the border in that area of blue blood status. Villanova's kind of in there now because they've won 3. Trying to think who else are we missing. Michigan State could be. Duke isn't, but Duke's not in it because of the they're in the Amazon whatever tournament thing that's going on. They're doing that, and that's why they're not in it.
Not shocked.
Louisville missing it out over Michigan, over Arizona, over Gonzaga, especially Gonzaga, who really, they had their little spurt where it was like, seems like, are they going to finally win a national championship? And then that died pretty quick. And that went away. So right now, especially
when IU is there, it's like, okay, if we're like doing teams of the past, sure, but like decide what your brand is for these teams, because none of it really seems cohesive. And give me a reason for Arizona. Give me a reason for that. I don't get it.
I mean, the only thing, the way that I look at it is Arizona's the team that for right now and for the foreseeable future is going to be one of the premier teams in the country, because Tommy Lloyd is putting together tremendous rosters. He's now got that commitment from them where he doesn't have to check in with his he goes, like, I don't know who he checks in with, but his AD doesn't have oversight over him, so he's locked in. That was one of part of the agreements in his deal to extend.
I don't have a boss. Sign off on that. Nobody's in charge of me. Sign off on that.
I don't know if he checks in like straight with the board of whatever, the trustees, or if he checks in with the president. I don't know who oversees it, right? Yeah, I have no idea. But for the foreseeable future, Arizona will be one of those top teams. Michigan seems likely to, with the way Dusty May is putting it together. Gonzaga and Indiana are the ones that really kind of confuse me, because Indiana, what is Indiana bringing to you? They had an okay transfer portal class this go, if you will, but they were mid as hell in their DeVries first year. And they got blasted by Louisville. Kentucky beat them. It was, not to say that those are two things that are like, they expected to lose to Louisville, Kentucky, but Kentucky was not great, and Louisville was ended up being kind of mid as well. Sorry, trying not to cough in the mic. It's one of those situations where I just don't really understand the grouping you got, and it would have been, to me, I think obviously Louisville draws a bigger a bigger crowd, more interest there. So I'm not really sure why they're not in it.
Like who's missing on the marketing there? I don't get that. UConn is a blue blood. If Louisville goes back to a Final Four, then we'll be back to blue blood status.
I don't think a Final Four. See, I don't know the old. Okay, we're gonna go into blue blood talk. See, this is the part where when we do this is
Florida
very
gets
radio.
no respect in this conversation either. I will say Florida needs more respect in that conversation.
Yeah, I consider Florida a blue blood now. Like it's weird. Villanova,
Florida, UConn are like right knocking outside the door.
Yeah, they're that second tier. I mean, yeah,
I think to be a true blue blood, you have to be competitive in like every decade that you've played.
Yeah, Villanova,
But
Florida.
UConn, I will give them the nod.
Villanova, Florida, UConn. Well, UConn is 1A. UConn is, to me, UConn is as blue bloody as Kentucky, as North Carolina, as Duke at this point. Like they have proven, and they've won all their titles. Since '99, like.
Or like 2000, 99 or 2000.
It's all been
insane. And that's the reason I wouldn't put them in the same category, because I think part of being a blue blood is like you're not a flash in the pan. It's like a sustained long period of success. I mean, you have your down years, of course, right? But I mean, I would count them as a blue blood. I wouldn't put them. I think there's tiers to it now. Like I would put.
But
Kansas,
they're going on
Kentucky,
3 decades at this point. They're going on 3
right,
decades.
But like Kentucky goes back to the 40s. Like Kentucky goes back like 8 decades. So it's like,
but how
you know
many?
what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, you could make the same argument for Duke, though, who didn't have championships until like what, the 90s?
Yeah, but see, this is one of the, yes. Here's my argument, and this is okay. Whenever we do with Kentucky stuff, they count no matter what, they count, right? But like so many of those championships are, the early ones, the first like 3 to 4 are like 8-team tournaments in the NCAA that they won. They still count.
What are they supposed to do? Not win?
Yeah,
like,
right. It still counts. Just like I'm sure maybe one day, we'll touch it. Actually, we'll switch this and talk a little bit tournament stuff and CFP thing. But it's one day I wonder if they're gonna talk about it was only a 4-team college football playoff. Oh, it was only a
point.
a BCS whatever championship where only 2 teams got it in the end. Yeah.
Away.
So actually, let me divert it a little bit and talk about that. This is on the on the show notes for last week or the week before, but I do want to get your opinion. We've made a lot about recently. Now, I'm going to guess you have a similar opinion that most of us have, but the NCAA switching and adding now, confirming that it's going to be a 76-team NCAA tournament. What's your instant reaction to that?
I don't care that much. So like maybe
really?
I'm different. Like it's like it is what it is. Okay, more games. Then it just like we thought this with football. It would silence some of the questions. Like I think with basketball, it is a little bit different. You're gonna have, I don't know. You just have more teams on the bubble there that you can get in. I don't care. It's more basketball to watch. I don't care. Like it's fine. Like I'm not that mad about it. I think expanding the football playoff would be a disaster. I don't think you need to do that just because the weight of the games is different, but like who cares for like a 2-hour basketball game that you can play in the same facility as other games? More basketball to watch, more bracket to fill out. I am not that heated over it. I don't get it. I'm fine with it.
No, I agree with that. I think here's the way I look at it though. I don't love the way it's done. Like to me, I think if you're going to go in and you're going to add the last teams in, the last teams that get in should be
16 seeds. It shouldn't be a playoff for like a fucking 11 seed. Well, that's so weird.
Well, and I understand because you're going to end up putting, maybe a Virginia Tech or maybe a, I don't know, one of those. Let's see. Who did? An LSU with Will Wade. Yeah. An LSU with a Will Wade could get in, and you're going to put them as a 16 seed when we've had how many times that they've beaten, Cal and stuff like that in the past when they were just kind of mid. My personal thing is it's not fair to the teams that make the tournament, like, or that get the automatic qualifying bid if you're playing the MAC or whatever, I don't know, whatever conference, the A10 or whatever it is, that they have to play into a play-in game to play in the first round. That's one of the things that I never agreed on. And I understand you get the automatic qualifying bid, but it's like, hey, we get to play in the playing game, and now we're never even in the real tournament. Do I really care about those teams? No. Do I really want to watch those games? Am I likely to watch those games? Probably not. So I understand the way that it's going to work. But
yeah,
it almost feels, if you're going to expand the tournament that much, make the playing games be a bunch of bum-ass bubble teams.
I agree.
And make them play on it. I just don't think it's fair to teams that automatically qualify to have to not really make the tournament. Like, to think if you played your entire life, this is one of my biggest issues with Michael Brown Jr. about him not playing Louisville, because there are so many people that have grown up loving the NCAA tournament, that view the NCAA tournament as like that's the destination in their life, because they're probably not going to go NBA. They're not going to go play in Europe maybe a little bit or something like that, or you can play in, like, I don't know, the equivalent of like the bats where you're making $30,000 a year or something like that. You know what I mean? But like
G League or whatever.
Yeah. Like, so many guys want that. And then you have guys that just choose not to do it. And that's kind of like where I view it, as like, it's not fair to the teams that have earned it in those leagues to not be able to be there and play in the real NCAA tournament.
That's a really great point that I hadn't thought of before, Sofro. Like, remember the devastation of I'm trying to go back on all the Louisville stuff. And what year? Who was it David Padgett or somebody, where they like did the self-imposed ban and are like, we're not going to play the tournament, and it's like the players were just devastated. So it's like,
that was 2015, 16. It was when
2017, 2016.
It was the year. It was the
2017, the Pacino year when he got.
Well, it wasn't 2017. No. They played in that one. That was when Donovan Mitchell. And they
it was 2018. It was like 2017 start of the season. 2017, 2018.
Backwards. It was 2016. Or 2015 or 2016. It was when they beat North Carolina, and they announced it like that day. They beat the number one team, North Carolina, in the country. Damian Lee and Trey Lewis were on that. Yeah, that was that team. And I think that team could have done some damage, and it ended up being one of the bigger mistakes that they made of that season by imposing or doing anything like that. But guys like that who came. You bring up a good point. Guys like that who came from Drexel, who came from these smaller schools to get an opportunity to play in them. Yeah. And then it was taken away by the university there in the end. And that's why, we felt bad for them.
And just the heroes that were made. I mean, like in the NCAA tournament, I mean, like Gordon Hayward and things like that. I just feel like it's so different. You don't have as much of that. Brad Parnell, 614. All of Duke and UConn's championships came post 64 tournaments. What are you, a Fed? You talking about Duke? You're simping for Duke, whatever. No respect. Rupp had to win one game to get to a Final Four. Okay, the reason I fucking hate arguments like that is like, what was he supposed to do? Not win it? I mean, somebody had to win it, and it wasn't Duke winning it. It wasn't UConn winning it back there. Okay, yeah, fucking UConn. Maybe fucking UConn at that time only had to win one game, and they still didn't do it. So shut the fuck up. It's how I feel. Yeah. Sorry, Brad. I don't really mean that, but...
Brad, it's been 2 weeks. It's been like 2.5 weeks since we've done this.
I respect you and we're friends. I don't know you, but we can be friends. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean fuck you. I'm sorry.
She's pent up. She's got to get these takes out. Anyway, no, where were we talking about? Give me a sec. Yeah, who are we? What just happened? The sentiment that Brad is saying, though, I kind of agree with, but
you do agree with that.
I agree with it. I do agree with it, but I do also recognize. I mean, they won the title. There's nothing I can do about it, kind of thing. You know, they still won
it. Okay, maybe like it doesn't hold the same weight as a current title, but like, okay, all other programs had the same. You could have won 2 games and been a national champion, and you didn't. So it's like, all right, we can't like rewrite history of what it took to get there because other people weren't getting there. Still, only one team won. I mean, that's not fair.
I think it's racism.
I think it is too.
I'm just
anti-Americanism.
It is. Okay. Seemingly, the 76 in tournament in whatever games is it. Yes, it does technically. I guess it makes it a little bit again incrementally harder to win a national championship. It is what it is. Half the fun, half the excitement, half the joy is going in there, having an opportunity for all these teams and so many teams playing. You get an opportunity, you get a chance. Sorry, I have to keep trying to not cough into the mic.
You getting sick, Soforo.
I think I've been sick, and I think I'm just getting. It's been a busy work week. By the way, if you're one of the public, you're probably not going to want to come out this Saturday. But with my new job, we're opening a new pool in Louisville. It is the Camp Taylor Water Park. It's actually really cool. It's a really cool water park. You got kids and stuff like that. It's fun. It's awesome. It's like $2 to $3 to get in.
I have
but
a story.
We're okay. Go ahead. Let's hear it. It's a water park. It's awesome. Check us out. I'll be out there with my kiddos. So it's probably also gonna be cold and wet and rainy, but we'll have other stuff. We got a bounce house. Anyway. Oh yeah.
Okay, so like here's my little anecdote. My parents' very first house was Camp Taylor area, and it was haunted. So maybe there will be a ghost at the water park. You never know.
Oh yeah. Wait. So your parents lived in Camp Taylor, really?
Oh yeah, the very first house, yeah. So my mom grew up in Audubon Park, and my dad grew up in the Highlands. And their very first house was on Illinois Avenue, 3456, and it was haunted as fuck with because so many soldiers died of influenza there. But yeah, anyway, they have crazy stories about it. But yeah, that was their first house, and so like maybe the water park will be haunted. I mean, that would be a nice twist. What other water parks can offer you a ghost?
A ghost while you're swimming. Well, I mean, there was a pool before that, and that pool died. So maybe the death of that pool is still on the area.
Death and destruction.
But I was out there today. It's beautiful. It's amazing. That park's been redone. We put a lot of work into that pool. Shout out Councilwoman Josie Raymond. Just gonna give her shouts out. But it's also because it's interesting because where I work, that is where you're talking about that area 2 Audubon Park and all that is all our area. So that's very interesting because I go through that. There's a lot of history there that I didn't realize. So we'll have to have have old Papa Tarullo tell us some stories.
He will too. And it's just crazy because it was big, was it World War I or whatever that like a lot of soldiers died of influenza. Anyway, that was your history lesson.
Thank you.
And it would have fit in well on that Mob Wives reality show. Well, what's so funny is my brother used to call me Big Ange. So I'm not proud of that. That's the one he picked. But
what was the thing? Was it on stream? I think Big Miss. And he thought we were talking about you.
And you were talking about Isla, and I was like, is he talking about me? The Mob Wife came out. I was like, is motherfucker talking about me?
That was back when we were fighting. We hate each other. Yeah, we're not. Okay, so the reason also I bring up that I talk about the expanding NCAA tournament, and I think I have a very counter opinion. And I'm one of the have-nots. You're one of the haves when it comes to this circumstance. So I'm probably going to disagree with you on this. But they would talk about the expansion of the college football playoff and making that a 24-team college football playoff situation. While I see the opinion already from her, I guess, is it confirmed it's already going to expand to 16, but it could expand to 24? Counterpoint, you have your opinion, and I'll let you go here, but my opinion is yes, give me a 24-team playoff.
You go first.
Okay. I'll say it's similarly to the NCAA tournament. The NCAA tournament is a thing that I look forward to every single year. I understand guys like Zach Cantrell will urinate on the idea of a college football playoff. Congratulations. I'm glad you got to live your life with the silver spoon tucked gently in between your tongue and the outside of your lip. I don't know where I was going with that. Congratulations to the Habs, to Georgia fan Anna Tarullo, to Ohio State fan. Okay, Georgia grad, Georgia football fan. Yeah, it was you do. I'll give you credit. You do pick Kentucky first over everything. You really are. You're a down ass bitch. Anyway, but to everybody else, to the regular Kentucky fan, to a Louisville fan, to guys who dream about the collision course of a national championship ever happening. And then we've had years and years and years of teams getting in and not deserving it that have been just halves. You've had Louisville should have played for a national championship in 2006-07 if William Gay didn't go offsides. He should have played for that one. But you're going to tell me that if 06-07 Louisville could have had an opportunity to play in the college football playoff and the top 24 teams got in, I would feel very confident that they could have made it to the championship game and won it. I All I ask is for one thing. I want the chance, the ability. We live in America. We talk about the American dream. I want the American dream for my college football team. I don't want every single year to just be a
it's called a
wasted
merit-based
opportunity.
society. Get better and you'll have the opportunity.
No, I'm a socialist. No, I'm just kidding. No, we all deserve this. We all get it. But honestly, I'm gonna like the one thing that the NCAA tournament gives to us that we do not get in college football is hope. It's a little the Cinderella. I would love. We don't. You don't
the size
know
differential, the speed. Yes, I do know that.
You don't
you look
know
at two
that.
football teams. Yes, I do know that.
You don't
yes,
know
I do.
that.
You can't out-coach talent in football like you can in basketball. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm telling you, or freaking John Calipari would have gone undefeated that season. Bo Ryan, who was a great coach, wouldn't have beat him. And I know they had NBA players as well, but he wouldn't have beat him, okay? Wait, great show as always. Papa Phil, Uncle Joe could tell some stories about the area. Wait, that's Uncle Joe? My Uncle Joe?
Yeah, your uncle.
Wait,
I think he's talking about your family. It's your guy.
Is it literally my cousin who I've been talking shit on?
Yes, it's the divorced cousin
I thought
person.
He just worked for him.
And shout out, thank you for the super chat, my guy. That's very, very kind. Yeah.
Oh, this is funny. Who are you? Wait.
You know this person. This person.
They just said they worked for my cut. Who are you? DM me on Twitter and tell me who you are if you want to.
Or you can just tell us in the chat. I know they've done it before. They told us who they are. And you're
well,
like, I know who
they just said.
I think
they just
you always
said they worked for my cousin.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
You always forget like who they are because the ghost of the most 420, which is funny.
But I do remember like they worked for my cousin and like to talk shit on him, and I completely applaud. I mean, my former cousin. Anyway, back to football and basketball. What we are, what they pay us the big bucks to talk about. But
yeah. So wait on that check.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's the thing though is like. And that's people's complaint with expanding the NCAA tournament for basketball. It's like, okay, you might have a Cinderella in one round, and maybe like you'll have like a 2006, whatever, 2007, I can't remember what year, George Mason, who goes a little bit further, but it's rare. It's even more rare in football. So like, why waste the resources? How I feel about it is, they should do a mob movie starring Anna as a mob boss where I like take over Kentucky basketball and like do very corrupt things to have a good team. Yeah,
we could do a woke mob boss movie.
Yeah, a basketball mob boss. Okay,
girl boss, girl mob boss.
We're not girl bossing. We're only mob bossing. I might get a tattoo that says that.
Girl mob
no
boss.
Girl bossing, only mob bossing. But anyway,
I like that.
So but like with football, it's like here's how I feel about this. Thanks a lot, Wesley Woodyard. I love Wesley Woodyard, by the way.
I gotta stop putting stuff on the screen because you get distracted.
I know you gotta get because of my ADHD. I'm like, wow. But anyway, so with football though, it's like you need to win. Like, what was the year that Georgia didn't get into the playoff where they could have potentially three-peated, and made history? But Kirby Smart, and I respect everything that man says because he just like he talks about injuries are part of the game, they're part of football. Hey, your chance to get into the playoff was to beat Alabama when you have the chance to do it in the SEC championship game, and you didn't do it. So it's like just like you say, it's like to say you're one step closer to like vying for or playing for a national championship. Well, a lot of those opportunities, it just takes away the importance of those during the conference championship and during the regular season. I think with all the logistics that go, it's just such a bigger affair for a football game than a basketball game. You can't just play it in the same arena on the same day. It would just drag it on so much. I feel like it would be almost emotionally exhausting that like we need to start paying attention to the opportunities and treating those as championship opportunities during the regular season or during, let's say, conference championship games. But also, I feel like there's not that many teams that really are truly competitive and have a shot to win it all in football like you do have in basketball. It's different because just the talent differential, it's different. There's so many different positions, different levels of talent, different levels of skill set. And if you look at Kentucky playing in the fucking SEC against Georgia and Alabama. It looks like a fucking JV team compared to varsity. It looks like an 8th grade team compared to varsity. No, I don't want to waste so much time and consumer money and attention to have a little pump up your ego. You were in the playoff, but like you weren't really in contention. Where basketball, do you feel like you are in contention and could make a run?
I don't know. I get it, and I completely understand that. I think it's just so much like, especially early on. It's just I feel like the games if you drop too early in the season, it's like your season's done. What am I even doing now? Pack it up. We don't even need to show up anymore. Like it's over. We got nothing to play for. To me, it at least gives so many teams, and I understand that's great for those teams that truly deserve, or that that are going to be able to compete. That are year in and year out. That they're going to be right in there at the very end when it comes to winning a national title. I just think. Maybe I am a socialist when it comes to football. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm fighting for the little guy. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe it is. Maybe when it comes to football. I've always been an underdog supporter. I've always been like, I like to see those teams succeed. I don't know. I just feel like so many times seasons have been saved thanks to what happens in the NCAA tournament in basketball. Yeah. What if there could be a semblance of that in football? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and I will say, if you think about injuries, I would be on your side from the standpoint of injuries, because let's say you do have a killer start of the season, and then who was it? The FSU guy. It's not. I always called him Travis Hunter, but that's not his name.
Who played for Louisville? Why am I forgetting his name?
Yeah. What the hell is it? It's like something Travis related.
Travis. Chat. Somebody got this chat.
Chat, help us. We're old. We're tired and we're old. Anyway, Travis, whomever, who like tore his ACL for
Jordan
FSU.
Jordan Travis.
Okay.
That's why.
It's all these first names. Like, it's all these first names running around.
That's what it
is. Okay, so then let's say they do get in the playoff, and it's like, okay, you have no excuse. You can shut the fuck up because you would suck. And it would prove to be a good choice that they weren't in it. But like, and then didn't they bitch out and like not even play the bowl game or whatever it was? So I do understand, like, if you have a successful start of the season and then injuries completely change your team, that's not fair that you still get in and you're not even as good. So maybe it would level the playing field on that point. So I do agree with you, like how important early season results are compared to where you are at the end of the season and what's valid and what's really truly the best teams, if that makes sense.
Like if I want to be a stalwart, that's why I understand. I completely get your point. And if I really want to be a stalwart believer of, I want, just peak performance, the best teams year in and year out to win it, then yes, I'm with your point. If I want, you can dream and luck your way. I mean, you're
a romantic, so bro.
I think I am. Look at me. Look at me. 2014 UConn. Think about that. Like 2014 UConn. If you apply college football rules, UConn and Kentucky would not have been in that national championship game.
Okay, but that's
that would
why
never
it's
have
different.
happened.
That's what actually makes my point, because.
Okay. But I just personally think, give me a chance. Give me one time to play in a college football playoff.
Okay, it's called conference play. It's called. You just want to be able to put that on the resume, because Louisville would get in if they expanded it, because the ACC is weak as fuck.
Yeah,
so you want to be able to put that on your resume. I'm on to you. I know I know you're very dark motives.
If it's a 2014 playoff this year, I think given the pieces they got for Jeff Brom and all that, I think they make it in, and I'll be happy then.
You just want to be able to put that on your resume. No, I think your opportunities are in conference play.
Okay.
Sue me.
That's fine. That's fair. You're not wrong. All right. The other part. Okay, I'm trying to see which way I want to go with this. You know what? One of the things that I said I was going to do, and part of the bits on this this show-ish thing that we're trying to develop, we're working on. It's been a little
whatever we're doing here.
Yes, whatever this is, and it'll be better orchestrated in the future. It's been a busy day, but part of it was I would want you to have to react to James, not just Streeble, but I have to go to Streeble because he's an easy. It's as easy. It's as easy. He had some takes today, but he and I just wanted you to react to him, just being him. First off, let's go back to the Louisville, Kentucky basketball thing. And he brought up a point, and I think other people have brought it up too. I discussed when I lately am concerned about this season, where I'm excited about all the players they're bringing in, what they have the ability to do, and what we can, I'm doing the dream thing again. Louisville playing for a national championship, and that's what their goal is. That being said, there is a part of the guys that you're getting, the guys that you're bringing in, no matter what, they're not going to be. Let's see, you can bring in your top tier college or not college, high school players, right? But no matter what, the guys that you're going to get in the transfer portal are going to be very good. They're going to be very good, but there's going to be somewhat of that. They're not in the league for a reason. There's a reason they're not there yet. So it's something that did come up to me and come to mind. And Struble kind of talked a little bit and compared, and this is, it's Struble doing the Struble thing, but it's also comparing last year's Kentucky team and this upcoming year's Louisville team. So I'll go and play that.
Pat Kelsey's doing the exact same thing that Mark Pope did. He just is. You all whined and cried and begged for athleticism, size, and defense. So he's delivering that. He doesn't have an elite point guard. He doesn't have an elite two guard. Maybe Woolley can turn into that, but he's not Ryan Conwell. Maybe he can turn into that, but he wasn't last year. Your three-man's Carter Knox, I'm sorry, he's mid. So Mark Pope goes against his philosophy and falls on his face, and we all laughed. And Pat Kelsey's doing the exact same thing the exact same thing that Mark Pope did last year. And you all think it's just going to work. It's just going to work. Why? What has Pat Kelsey shown in his career as a coach that you know for sure he's going to go out there and just win with this? Win with a completely different team and a completely different style than he's ever coached before. And maybe he makes it work.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what the difference is. And I love Struble with everything that I am. And listen, I do agree on some points. It's like, all right, I'm not going to give Louisville these big props for spending the most money on a roster and getting all these people when that didn't work for Kentucky last season. But I will say at least his players, the data that we have on Pat Kelsey is his players play very hard for him. Speaking of a Ryan Conwell, speaking of just what we've seen, I have a little more trust that he can make it work. I don't know. There's just an inherent trust there. I just think he's a better coach. And I think that's what he does have going from it. I'm not trying to disagree with my Lord and Savior, James Struble. I would never want to do that publicly.
Please don't ever call him a Lord and Savior. We don't need a James Struble.
Me going door to door. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior, James Struble? You might want to tune into the round table 3 to 6 p.m.
We don't need this guy as the Lord and Savior of anybody. Where is it?
I'm coming at your face. My ass is going to be in your face. I'll be in your face with it. Spite of my ass. I know my coach sucks.
This is your Lord and Savior.
3 to 5 inches coming tonight.
Which, if you're asking James Struble, that's a lot.
That's a crap ton.
Hey.
It's roughly average.
That's not funny.
Portion
That's
of
not
the
funny. It's not a funny
show.
joke. I think he did go full in because my wife.
Honey's working. Did you hear her?
She's upset. She doesn't like it. She's like, that's her Lord and Savior.
Not our Lord and Savior, innocent James Struble.
Am I rubbing off on you now?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the Strubles. Well, I'm not done with Struble sound, but I'm done with those Struble sounds.
It's not funny.
Sean says, "Who is this clown? You've never heard Struble?" Sean's been on here. He's a big supporter. He's a Louisville guy. Sean lives in. I know Sean lives in the West Coast though. So do you just listen to 93.9? Do you not listen to ESPN Louisville? You have to, right? You don't know. Are you?
Well, they would have had to have heard tidbits from him on 93.9, right? I mean, they'll play sound from him.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, even Ennis references him. So like Ennis was talking about the cat food thing today or yesterday or whatever it was. So everybody knows.
Wait, the coach with the most 420. Division 2 had a 2014 playoff for years. No problem. Move the season up and start earlier in August and get rid of the 2 or 3 bum games every team plays. Okay, I agree with that. But also, who are you? I need you to answer that first before I ever read another one aloud.
Name,
who
address,
are you and how are you
social security number. All 3 of those we need.
DNA, blood type. GPA, social security number, CVV code. Just send
but also
it to me.
Shout out and thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. They do that pretty often. So thank you.
But I will say, with Struble's take there, I would say that Pat Kelsey can fucking coach and Mark Pope can't. So that would be the biggest difference. And at least his players listen to him and respect him. So that's why. But I would agree. It's like he's pulling the Stoops thing too. It's like, let's change and go completely. But I don't think what he's recruiting for is completely against his philosophy. With Mark Pope, it was completely against his philosophy. He was all shooter, cerebral, like perimeter offense. And he never really had a history of having a great front court. And so then he completely tries to be like, we're going to be a Draymond Green team. It's like, okay, good luck when you need fighters and people with heart and none of them respect you or want to come play with you or for you. So that's, I think, the biggest difference there.
One of the interesting parts, though, and I will give Striebel a little bit of credit with this take, is he is changing things a little bit. Like, yes, and I've given him a ton of credit, Pat Kelsey, that after a season that I viewed as a disappointment, yes, he ended up winning a game in the tournament, all that, fine. That being said,
I love how much you hate it. I love
it. He won that, but every little detail, every little ask, every little whatever I had that I put out there, he has done. Like he's made coaching staff changes. He's got guys in. He brought in the guy who was Andrew Jack, who is the assistant coach at Florida, their defensive mind when they won the national title. He brought him in from his job coaching. He brought in, he got rid of a couple other guys. I just can't remember their names. And then he also went straight for exactly. Yeah, Cloman and those guys. Cloman's one that I kind of still wish he would have kept, but I don't. I guess it is what it is. But I mean, it seems like. I mean, it was pretty evident to me that Cloman was also pushed out because you don't go to Auburn for Stephen Pearl. Like, no matter, I don't think that's your dream to coach with Stephen Pearl because he's only going to probably be there for a year. And then they're going to have to fire him because he's not going to do anything. That being said, he went out there, got Badunga, who was a defensive player of the year. So there's a lot of these points that I can point to and say, these are not the same. Kyle Tucker talked about how many of the guys on Kentucky's basketball team were second tier or like third tier string, whatever guys where Florida said, you're going to pay what for
Aberdeen?
Yeah, Aberdeen. You're going to pay that kind of money. Okay. Yeah. Get out of here. we're not going to pay that. You had so many of those circumstances. The one thing where I'll give Striebel credit where I think he might be right, though, and not fully right, but it could be an issue this season, is when it comes to three-point shooting. Pat Kelsey is so reliant on the three ball that is he going to completely reconstruct this offense and run it through his bigs, through the big men, through you got Floyd Badunga, you've got the 5-star freshman Obina. I'm still trying to understand how to say their names. So none of these names are easy. Akizi, they're bringing him in. And then you've also got Foguetas, who I will give Striebel more credit. He actually tries to say his name correctly. Thank you. A few people want to roll that R. Yeah, Dixie Highway man is over here saying Foguetas.
They getting real, Dixie Highway.
Oh, he's really it's great. It's fantastic. So that is a concern of mine. Foguetas can shoot the three, okay. Woolley can, but I do worry you don't have your knockdown guy. They brought that white kid who I was like, where's your white 3-point shooter? He averages 30, 40 points a game. But he's like a 3-star kid who Isaac Ellis, I think is his name. I think that's right. But he reclassified from 26 to 27, now back to 26 again. And I'm like, is that the guy that you're going to rely on? And unless Louisville basketball can go out there and get a Milan Momcilovic who's draining threes like that, it's going to be a question spot until the season starts. I just don't know. I'm concerned about that, but
I think that's smart to be. I think I'm not trying to gas you up here, but I think you do the things that a smart fan or a fan who cares about the program would do. It's be realistic about it. Don't just be like, we spent more money and we have the best class. It's okay, but how do learn from the mistakes of your enemies, if not anything. It's how do those pieces fit together? And do you have a track record of being able to coach them? And what's your plan for all of these pieces? I think that was a big thing of what got Calipari gone at Kentucky. It's okay, you can't just recruit all these people and have no plan and then play people who aren't doing as well. So it's you need to have a plan. And I do trust Pat Kelsey to do that. Like, I think he's a good coach, and I think his players like him, and I think they understand him, and I think he understands them. So I would consider it less of a hazard than when Mark Pope did it, but we'll see. We don't need Big Rig as our savior. We have Holy Mother and a T in our hour of darkness. Amen. Who are you? Who sent you?
Big miss in the house. Sean says, I live in Seattle, Tacoma area of Washington. I don't actually listen to sports radio. What? I found y'all on X and YouTube. Shout out. Thank you, Sean. Okay. That's cool. There are some of those people out there, and it's crazy.
We worldwide, baby. Come on. We in Seattle, Tacoma.
Back when Gandolfo and them used to do the UK post-game show, and they did it on here, there were people from all over the country. I know a guy in Arizona, guys in the sticks in Kentucky that don't get ESPN Louisville. I say sticks. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to degrade, but like living out, living where there are haulers and stuff, being like, I've never heard of you. I'm going to start listening. And it's like, this is what this platform is for, because there's a larger grab that you can have. Real quick,
Hong Kong. Let's get some international people. Let's go.
Exactly. Real quick, I want to shout out a couple sponsors. I forgot to do any of this, so getting back in the saddle, if you will. Shout out Boom Boss Pizza, the very best pizza, sides, beer, cheese, all that good stuff, crafted for you. Pizza, beer, and shareables in the Highlands, Westport Village, J-Town, Jeffersonville, and E-Town. Make sure you check out Boom Boss Pizza. They're big supporters of the station, and over with James Strebel and the roundtable as well, especially since I've been milking him for content today. Additionally, we have our guys, they stopped by the station yesterday, helped out Andy Sweeney, Nick Valvano. I saw my guy Rummage also capitalize off it, but Juice Fuel stopped by the station, and they bring the gas straight to your car at home, at work, wherever you are. So they come in and they refill your car for you. So like if you're at work and you're almost on E on empty and you're out there and you were like, hey, I'm not going to have time before I got to go pick up little Jimmy from school, you can call them and they will go in and refuel your car for you. And the prices are very reasonable. They're really not much different than you pay at the pump, and you don't got to deal with all that. You skip the gas station for good. Use code ESPN and get your first month of VIP membership free. Download the app today.
You don't have to deal with people giving you their mixtape at a gas station. I think that's one of the craziest things that ever happened to me at a gas station. It's like, hey, girl, here's my mixtape. I said, oh my God, thank you.
I do. It's funny. It's one of those things when you go on at night. Like I do feel for women that go out because like I can tell that like they look uncomfortable like at a gas station. Like not because of me.
All times today.
Not because of me. But like it's just weird. Like I know my wife tells me stuff like she'll go places or she'll go to the store and all the weird or uncomfortable situations she deals with. I don't deal with it. I'm just a dude. I put my headphones on. I'm oblivious to the world. Like.
I just like kind of like something in me. I just avert eye contact, and something in me just tries to big dog. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, girl," I'm like, "Hello, how are you?" Like, and I don't even mean to. It's just like I get my professional shit going on. I'm like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hi, how are you? How's your date going? How about the weather?" Like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's just one of those things. Like, I don't know. I can never. I mean, not that I can never, but I feel. For women,
you can't show any fear. You can't show any feir.
But
don't
like,
make eye contact. Don't show fear. Get your big dog voice.
I guess that's what it is. I know my wife's like I've never. She wouldn't be able to put headphones in and not listen because you got to pay attention if somebody's gonna
try to kidnap you. Yes, 100%.
So I do feel bad because I'm going to the grocery store. I put my headphones in. I'm dancing around, basically not paying attention. Not paying attention to a damn thing or whatever. I'm like, nope, ain't nobody coming for this.
And nobody's like, where's the nearest threat? Where is the nearest threat? And nobody's like, Captain Crunch.
Exactly. You gotta get the Captain Crunch. All right. There was something. Oh yeah, that's what the last bit tonight, and then we can call it a night and get going. But there was more Strebel. Strebel went out a texter. I thought you might miss this kind of stuff from the radio, and I just felt like I needed you needed this stuff in your life. A great show. I'll catch you next time. Buonanotte, bella ciao.
Maybe that ain't how we spell ciao. It's CIAO, but I respect you. I know. And are you related to me? Okay.
Yes, but. I almost enjoy it more. All
I'm a big fat dummy.
Okay, let me play this rant.
No.
This is a longer one. It's like 3 minutes, but it's him and a texter.
Good,
and I just felt like you
it.
needed this in your life.
And this texter was on a tear, so I'm gonna go with 1-1. Right. They are not the exact same thing, clown. How are they not the exact same thing? What's different about this roster? Again, you all don't. You all asked me earlier this week, a texter, you're the only one saying that was a top 10 portal class by Kentucky. Show me a website that said that. I gave you 3. So that was a top 10 portal class, number 2 portal class, according to, I believe, 247. Collection of talent, they didn't have any shooters whatsoever. That's Louisville right now. So, yes, it is the same thing. Clown ass. Number 2, how do you know it won't work? I didn't say it won't work. I said you had to ask a question to whether it will work or not. I didn't say it's not going to work and they're going to suck. I said you had to ask the question, will it work? Because it's a different system and a different type of player for Pat Kelsey. So I didn't say it wouldn't work. I didn't say that at all, dumbass.
It didn't work for us.
Exactly, you're a clown. No, you're the clown because you don't listen to anything I say, dumbass. Cook that free Final Four with Michael, dumbass. Michael got his ass cracked multiple times through the season by teams that weren't Final Four bound. Louisville lost with Michael Brown on the roster, dumbass. They went to Arkansas and got clapped, dumbass. What Final Four are you thinking of? They lost games with Mike Cal, dumbass. They were Final Four. In what world were they Final Four with Mike Cal Brown? They had deficiencies all over the. Your big men were, like I said, beginning of the season, worse in the ACC. Guess what they ended up being? One of the worst bigs in the ACC. You laughed at me and took shots at me for that. And then by the end of the season, you all wanted Frew, K-Puss, and the rest of them gone. So I was right about that too, dumbass. He also signed coaches that can help him adjust. You didn't consider that, clown. Oh, tell me about these coaches. Who are they? What are their specialties? Oh, they're defensive specialists. According to who? Where did they coach before? Were they big names? Did they hire on big name coaches that are just in line for head coaching jobs soon? You don't know anything about them. You don't know a thing about these assistant coaches. Shut up. Go listen to Mike Rutherford.
Dumbass.
It pisses me off. Like again, I'm not saying it won't work. I'm asking valid questions about the roster, and clowns like that's Go Cards tattooed on my ass can't listen to it. Then go listen to Rutherford. He'll tell you that everything's great all the time. Louisville L1C4 up in your ass. Go listen to that. You don't have to listen to me.
Up where?
You call me a dumbass, I'm coming at your face.
The face?
Exactly. You're a clown. No, you're a clown because you can't sit there and logically think about the makeup of your team and your coach's philosophy and ask questions. It's just all Louisville is all great all the time. That's a you problem, brother. Not a me problem. That's a you problem. I'm done.
So that's...
So you start name calling me, I'm going to go at you hard. If you name call me, I'm going to go at you.
You should go at him hard.
How much do you miss that? Tell me how much you miss that.
Why do you know me so well? That's exactly what I need to hear. And that was the first thing that was going to come out of my mouth is how much I miss that and how much I miss Jeffrey's ass just goading all of it on. You're going to go where? At the face? You're going to come out of Marta? Okay.
Dude.
I have not felt this much myself since I've been back in the station with Streetville. I miss it. I need to come back.
You need to.
Stop
you need
it.
to find.
Stop it, Soforo, because now you're planting seeds with Emmy, and I'm like, I need to go back to the station and go.
See, here's one of the things. Whenever there's
shout out to Mike Rutherford.
Yeah, no, Mike's a good guy. I love Mike. Mike is a good guy. Streeble's gonna take shots. Streeble has no idea what Mike Rutherford's saying on his show. They're on at the same time ish. Streeble has no idea. I don't love him taking a shot and saying he's pumping. He says the same thing about Nick Coffey. And like Nick Coffey was as down to earth as anybody talking about Louisville. So he honestly, I would go at other people at our station if he wants to talk about people that are more sunshine pumping. But it is what it is. Things are going well, Lexington, obviously. He sounds like he's going to stroke out. That's why it's great. That's why it's awesome when Streeble does it, because you don't know if he's on the edge of death or not. You have no idea what's going to happen by the end of this. Yeah.
God, no, Soforo, why did you do that to me? It makes me miss it so much.
I know you could be there for it. I wish we had more angry. We need to find a way to bait, and that's something we'll talk about in the future. We need to bait out more of you all in the chat to get this out of us. Because like I don't know, we also have rationale. We have rationale and a lack of alcohol in us.
Appeal to our logical side. We don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. But you did, yeah. See, I'll tell you this. There was whenever I stepped away for a little bit, I told you, like, there's a time where I'm just like, man, I just had that itch. You have that itch to get back into it kind of thing. So, that's why we try to have this on here. The goal is Streeble on here. Hopefully, Streeble, if you see it, we'll have hopefully Streeble join us sometime during the summer because you need it. And then all of you trolls can come out and get him.
Yeah.
Say it again.
We just start doing like our weird Wednesday shit, or don't tell me what it is. Something Sunday.
Supernatural Sunday. It's fine. It doesn't. It's a Thursday night that we're doing this.
I was like paranormal Sundays.
Anyway, so that's I think that's a good way to end it tonight. I think it's a little James Streeble. We'll have more. We'll see if we come back. Probably be on Sunday. Do you guys think going on Sunday? Are we going to be back Sunday? We'll be back Sunday. Okay, now I know we're going to be back Sunday, guys. So tune in, ESPN Louisville Plus After Dark, back in our normal time slot. This is just more of a makeup show, kind of just we've been out of it for a couple of weeks. A lot of things to catch up on. And hopefully, I'm hoping to get some good news, interesting news, maybe bad news. I don't know what it is, but I need something to talk about when it comes to Milan Momcilovic. I'm tired of every day. People, I feel for people. I feel for Andy. I feel for Nick. I feel all of them, Streeble, even, that have to come in and talk about this kid, and we don't know what's going to happen with him, but he's dragging it out for weeks. So we'll see what happens with him. If he ends up joining, I mean, it's Louisville, it's Kentucky, it's St. John's. I know we laughed about the Kentucky thing because Andy kind of brought it up too. At this point in the game, when Kentucky gets mentioned with a top tier prospect, you just kind of say, okay, and you move on, which is insane.
Humiliation ritual.
Is that not insane that is the reality we live in currently?
That's why I'm dissociating from all of it.
And if he picks Louisville or St. John's, I win either way. I'll put my St. John's pullover and I'll be living good. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. Anna, thank you for coming on again today and for making time for this. And we'll be back with it again on Sunday at 9 p.m. Any final words this evening?
God, go Cats. And I miss you, James Streeble.